Hi there, guys. Welcome to today's webinar, Friday's Market Wrap-Up. I am Kenny Simon, just adjusting the sound system at this moment of time. Hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Today is Friday, the 10th of September, 2021. So we're looking at a couple of trades, especially to wrap up the market. We're looking into a couple of things basically that has actually moved the market tremendously, but we want to specifically look into trades that we've actually discussed, especially on Wednesday during the Wednesday midweek review. So this is what I would prefer to actually look into trades and troubleshoot as well because of Friday. Being a Friday, we want to avoid keeping our trades open, usually just so that we don't get surprised in the market when there's a market gap and things like that. But most importantly, we want to talk a little bit about USDCHF that I have shared the trade signal or trade idea with regards to price action as well. So it went through really well. In terms of what has actually been predicted of how price have actually moved for USDCHF. It was based on the daily, the 4-hour as well as the 1-hour chart, but the excuse me, the whole trade idea was actually given based on this mother candle, bearish mother candle right here, where I have this two major bearish mother candle. Let me just also put my video here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's me, and yeah, I've just forgotten to turn on the camera. Sad a bit. So here we have discussed about USDCHF and how I have actually laid out this bearish selling zone based on the two mother candles. Basically, one is the one here, that long bearish mother candle here, as well as another one right here. So at the time, I've sort of sketched or expanded that rectangular rate box as a sell box or a sell zone based on that bigger mother candle, and then I drew one again that was highlighted in black, basically based on this one here. And price at the time was reversing, and it was around the 9190s area. It was trading at the time at that area, and we predicted that it would actually be trading along and finding resistance at this area right here, where the closing, opening price of that bearish mother candle was. So that was where we found that to actually be the resistance, and it resisted exactly there, found its reversal point exactly at that area, and it was also very close to the 9220s area. So I've also advised for those who were buying at the time to actually exit at 9210 at least, based on psychological numbers. So those who have actually exited at 0.9210 would probably be safer, and those who exited a bit later as well, as long as it was around this area here before it goes into the other area right here higher than this projected area, then it'd probably be best for you to actually govern your risk based on psychological numbers, especially for exits and entries. And we've got loads of materials coming up in terms of courses and videos on how you actually trade geometrically using the geometric trading method, as well as geometric patterns, incorporating all these special techniques or skills like using psychological numbers, selected indicators only, and especially with price action, mother candles, and various others, basically acts as a sort of ingredient to help keep you safe. Basically, number one is the exit. The exit is really important. Where you exit with take profit or cut your losses early, that's really important as well in the geometric trading method style of trading, together with Bretton Academy. Okay, so now as we can actually see, it went up there to the 9220s area, as high as 9230s area right there, and found its resistance and basically just came downwards. So it also triggered our sell entry and our take profits as well for the sell side of it. And now it's finding support exactly in these areas as well that I've highlighted in yellow, for the yellow horizontal lines. So in this case, I think what would most probably happen is for prices for USDCHF to actually just play along in this area or this zone right here, and just price action itself is proving to be quite effective in understanding that whole movement of prices for USDCHF at this moment of time, looking at the daily chart. Now, looking at the 4-hour chart, you can actually see, it's also quite clear that it has found support right now here at this area at 9160 area. It found support, and then it's on its way to actually gather more buyers into this whole process, and it's coming upwards. And I would think that, yes, there may be a little bit of a buying opportunity from this point onwards, but watch out for the 9180 psychological level as well. So whatever you do, if you're buying right now, it's probably best to exit before it touches 9180 area. So that is basically it. There is a chance for it to actually go up and reverse before it reverses at this area, mainly at this area right here, which is 9174 or so. So I'm just going to lay that there based on this opening price of this mother candle right here. That's at 9174. So there is a chance for it to actually retreat earlier as well. And if it does retreat earlier, then we know that it's got all the, most of the bears coming in and dominating this whole scenario of trading at this moment of time. Okay, so yeah, this is basically it. We have got all this going on at this moment of time, and we want it to actually, find more resistance earlier as well. Would probably be good, would probably be beneficial for us trading patterns as well. We might see some patterns coming up earlier as well. But then I see a resistant format going on at this moment of time, and then for it to retreat at that area of 9070s area, usually it would trigger a good price under the 9180 psychological number for a sell. So an ideal sell price that I would enter based on psychological numbers would actually be at 9170. So I'll let that go up or do whatever it wants to do for now, especially. But because the trend overall, of the predominating or dominating trend for me is to make me bias to the downside, and that's basically as a seller. So I would prefer to sell, so I wouldn't do anything for whatever that it's moving at this moment of time. So once it have actually reversed at that level right there, then I would take that to the downside and start entering my trade at 9170, and then take it further as it is sort of dominated by the resistance. Hi there, Alfred. How are you doing? So I've just started as well. Alfred, how are you doing? And basically, we've been talking about USDCHF. So USDCHF at this moment of time, it has respected all the levels as well. It has gone. So we just finished talking about USDCHF, how it has actually reversed exactly on the dot right there on the way down as well. So it has actually played in within the bearish zone. So now on its way to the downside as well. So we want to talk about that. I'm good. I'm better. As you can see, my voice is still up and down. I still got coughs in and out, mainly because of my children as well. They go to school, they meet people, other children and all that. So they bring back and then I get it, and then they get better, and then I get worse, and then it just goes in a cycle or a circle. So yeah, that's basically it. But other than that, my back and everything is good. Thank you very much for you guys concern as well, and praise for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So yeah, it's been going better with my back. I'm sitting more comfortably now, so I will avoid the surgery as well. So I think that's a good thing. Thank you very much, Alfred. Okay, so with that as well, I think we have talked about USDCHF. You can watch the recording later on as well, Alfred. So it has gone quite well for USDCHF, and now it's basically respecting the bearish sort of dominance at the moment. So it might actually come down a lot more. So we're just waiting for reversal to happen at 91.80s. Now it's on its way up a little bit because we're looking at a 4-hour chart, but we are just waiting for the reversal as the bias is to the downside. So I'm just waiting. I mean, in a downtrend or in a down market that is predominantly bearish, I would wait until it goes up, makes a reversal, come down, then I ride the downward trend. Okay, so that's basically the way I would do with a trend trading. Thank you, amen for that, Alfred. Okay, so with USDCHF, I think we've also talked about a few others. NZDJPY, I mean, this pattern has actually been drawn weeks and weeks ago. It has actually, benefited us with all this sell and then all these buys as well to the upside. But right now, it is actually entering, it has actually gone past the 78.00 psychological level. So it triggered our buy entry of 78.10. So now it is still on the buy side. It has actually gone into this blue zone already. So I think if you are buying now, you should be exiting at 78.40. If it is too late already for you, then just wait until the next round to actually trade at 78.60 to buy. So you can do a pending order at 78.60 to actually buy and then to exit at 78.90. So it is showing a lot of dominance by buyers at the moment. So the bias is to the upside. It is moving inside the buy zone. It has actually gone up, as you can see, very, very strongly, NZD versus the JPY. So JPY probably has gone down in the interest as a safe haven as of now, but then it's got loads of pickup on antipodian currencies like Australian dollar and NZD. So at this moment of time, it looks like it's really, really bullish, very, very strongly bullish at the moment for NZDJPY, because we're looking at the daily chart and there is no wick at the top as well. But at this moment of time, maybe a wick will start to pop up very slowly, mainly because it is approaching 78.50 area. It is at still 78.31, but then as it goes up and up and up and up, it would probably be bumping into the 78.50 psychological number. So if you are buying at this moment of time, it's probably best for you to exit at 78.40 just to be safe, because it's 10 pips away from the 78.50 psychological number. Okay, so there you go. This is basically it. And we've got that bull zone right there. We've got another bull zone a little bit higher, but I wouldn't take it too high as well, mainly because of this extent of its movement has been a little bit too overpriced in a way. But I don't believe in overpricing, and I don't believe in overbought, oversold, but I do believe in overpricing at this moment, and then they will try to pull down the price at some moment. But it's best to base your analysis on the left as well, of how candles have actually been reacting strongly or not, based on other candles and things like that. So yeah, here, for example, there is a potential for it to reverse as well, because we've got this reversal quite strongly right here. You've got a what do you call that, opening price of a mother candle, bearish mother candle as well here. Okay, so that's for oops, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and this is NZDJPY that we're talking about. Also, for those who've been asking about gold, it's just starting to actually go to the upside at this moment, gaining strength. And I can see that that's also happening with GBP versus the US dollar. And the correlation between GBP and gold, GBP as a whole and gold, has actually been quite strong lately, because you can see that it's trying to also fail this pattern, maybe, but the pattern is not failed yet until it reverses If it does reverse somewhere, then it would actually make the C point. But maybe at this moment of time, it's just reversing in terms of the market reversal at this moment of time with GBP figures. It could actually be economic related, could be politically related. We just don't know sometimes, but we just, can hear the news and see what could actually justify the movement. But it's usually not that straightforward. It's got a lot of other things that is, controlling it. So we can actually base our analysis on mostly on price action quite well, and then use what we can find on fundamentals as well. GBPJPY, according to my friend Raj Grewal as well, who's doing the gun analysis, advising really huge companies and brokers. He has actually analyzed GBPJPY, and they are bearish all the way through for GBPJPY, but they are trading like banks, very, very big amount of trades, 100 lots, 300 lots, 350 lots, or this kind of trading that is going on within big brokers as well as banks and hedge fund companies especially. So his advice and the way he looked at it overall, he's picturing a very, very big fall for GBPJPY, talking about 800, 900, maybe 1,000 pips down is possible at some point. Gradually, of course, maybe taking it to from 1 month to 3 months to 6 months, kind of drop and drop and drop. So right now, I think they want to sell it high. So it is a little bit of a corrective move to the upside and things like that, but I cannot be trading that way 100%. I can actually get my friend to advise me on what his big picture is, and then I break it down like how I do for us retail traders, including myself as well. Okay, because we're not trading swing with 1 million in our account and trading with that 1 million and just leave our trades open and have got a lot of backup with that. So we cannot base on the big picture. We can know the big picture and understand that, okay, that's where it is. But my friend Raj would be also able to join us very soon in all of my webinars to draw out that whole gun box and all that. So it will become like a map as well, where the correction is potentially, by when it will go up, where, and all that would actually be, his specialty in using gun to actually analyze that. Okay, all right, so this is GBPJPY. Now, Friday, usually we want to close our trades and we want to manage our trades, so we don't really have our trades open for the weekend and then face all the market gaps on Monday. That is the primary objective, is to wrap up the market, wrap up your trading with manageable losses and great profits, of course, but to actually close the trade one by one, and to know by when you can close your trade and start winding down and basically preparing for the weekend for yourself. That is the most important thing, because that's the wonders of trading, is that when you have the time to trade, you trade smart and trade well, and when you are having the time to rest, you rest well as well. Okay, so I've learned that lesson very well. So rest is really important. Okay, so the thing that I can see excuse me. Okay, so GBPUSD, for example, I'm looking at it from a daily chart, 4-hour chart perspective, and it is trading at 1.3863 area at this moment of time. And what I can see is it's approaching some sort of significant area of resistance as well. But in terms of price itself, it could probably go up to the 3880 psychological level, but best is to exit before that area comes. So 38, so we have got, let's say, 3880. I'm just going to mark this area as a significant psychological level based on the price. So that's at 3880. So here is a potential of price reversal. So what usually would be best to do is to exit at 10 pips under the 3880. So whatever you do, if you're buying right now, please do exit at 3870 at this 10 pips under the 3880 psychological level. Okay, so that's where you've got that resistance right there. You've got some more, you've got some more, and that does actually confirm it's quite a significant area of resistance. So with that, we've also got that resistance right here, opening price of mother candle, closing price of a bullish mother candle, and that was at 3874. So that is probably a place that you can also exit if you want to exit at that price, or you can exit earlier at 3870. Okay, so this is it. We've also got that opening price of that mother candle right there as well, and just curious, you can see that at 3864 area. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's basically it for GBPUSD. We're looking at a potential reversal. If it does actually reverse there for GBPUSD especially, then we are looking at a potential double top. Double tops usually, let's say it goes up there, it makes a kind of pattern reverse there at this area right here, and it looks like this kind of reversal, and it comes downwards, then this could be classified as a double top, and double tops are usually significantly bearish. Okay, so it would actually be looking into more fall of price to the downside. Now, as it actually reverses and come downwards, so we need to understand whether or not as it comes down, is it actually coming down into zones, into selling zone, powerful selling zone or not? So as I can see, if it does actually come downwards, probably 3870 can actually be your selling price, but as it goes lower, maybe better to also sell it at 3840 as well. Maybe that's your second trigger point. So what we can actually do is to look into a higher time frame as well, just to get everything sort of clearer and to see it from a big pictures perspective, whether or not to the left we have any selling power, meaning really bearish candle. Also, are there any correction, very significant correction at the price at this moment of time as well? So if I zoom in on a daily chart, I can see that the price now is at 3859 area or so, but then it might want to respect the opening price of a mother candle right there, making it a support level as well. So I'll make this line a little bit thinner as well. Okay. Okay, so that's exactly at 3850, where the opening price of that mother candle. There's also a psychological level. So this psychological level with a very, very strong support area from, it supported a very strong bullish mother candle to the upside. So what does that actually mean? That means that there is a possibility that prices is actually just going up right now, yeah, because it's mirroring the move of before. And a good buying price would actually be at 3860. So if you're thinking of buying, you want to buy at 3850, for example, then you need to look at other mother candles as well, just to give you a bit of an idea of where you can potentially exit. We've got a mother candle here, bullish mother candle right here, and there is a possibility of you exiting at 3890, let's say. So you can actually make a 30 pips buy for the GBP USD. If we want to look at whether or not it fits short-term traders like us as well, then the answer to that is yes and no. Yes, if we are looking at the power of buying right there, but also we might be looking at a potential reversal short-term at 38 before it reaches 3880. So potentially you want to reverse, you want to exit at 3870 if you're buying right now, let's say. That gives you only about 10 pips or so. If we go on to shorter time frame as well, let's let's see, this is the 1 hour chart. You can see from a big picture perspective, we also have an area of reversal there at 38. That is okay. 38.90 is close to, yeah, that is 38.90 exactly. I'll take that one away. What we can do is to measure the strength of the trend based on average directional movement index. Okay, it's actually not really strong in GBPUSD 1 hour chart. So that basically means it might want to reverse quite soon, as of now, maybe. And also it is at the 4 hour chart, we've got some strength. So I would think from 30 minutes to 1 hour time, it might want to reverse a little bit. Above that, then from maybe after an hour or so, it might want to pick up a little bit more. Okay, then it would pick up to give you more a little bit of opportunity to actually trade to the upside, but maybe not just now. It might want to reverse at this moment of time. So what we can actually do is to look for divergence based on stochastic as well, and answer the question of, to help us answer the question of whether or not it might want to reverse. Okay, so here I'll just click onto it as default. As you can see, there may be, yeah, this is the 4 hour chart. You've got low high, the slope is downwards. This one is slightly upwards as well, okay, with a peak, as you can see, right? So yeah, this is potentially a, because you've got a peak right here. There's no higher peak right there, but then it's sort of opposite. Let's look at 1 hour chart. Okay, 1 hour chart is a clearer divergence opposite. Okay, so that means you've got a bit of a higher high upward type slope, but this one here is a slope that is the same level. Okay, so you've got on both time frames telling you that there is divergence between the candlestick's price, the peaks and the valleys, and in comparison to the stochastics lines right there. Okay, so yes, this is basically where I think it would reverse first, and then maybe, just a maybe, to actually create that double top for you right there, and then boom, to the downside. And as it goes to the downside, I think as and when it comes downwards, then we can actually plan more room to the downside, but not that exciting selling actually, but there's a lot of support level as well, and quite strong support areas. So I want to take precaution in selling GBPUSD as well. Mainly because, you know, it has correlation with gold. It might want to mirror gold's move, or gold want to mirror the GBP's move. We don't know that yet. Mainly because of, you know, it being safe haven, depending on what's going to be happening next week onwards on the dollar. Okay, so that's basically it. Any questions at all? Alfred, you want to ask anything? Any questions for you? Okay, no problem. All right, any questions, Alfred? You can just, you know, message me directly as well with your screenshots and stuff like that. Okay, so no problem. Okay, GBPJPY, we can, let's look at whether or not you can look at the sell, but it's a little bit too early, mainly because I'm waiting for it to reverse anywhere between the 15250s area, or the 15280 or 15300. All these are psychological levels. So I've got 3 lines here lined up, and I'm expecting it to actually reverse anywhere in these 3 lines. So once it reverses on the way down, then we can actually plan the sell, because at the moment we are not sure whether it will reverse or not, because we need this to reverse to make out the C point for this pattern. So this C point would probably adjust, because at this moment of time, if at all, let's say it reverses at any one of the line, then it might actually be quite good if it reverses at the second line at 15280 area, because that is that will make out the 78.6 ratio. you see. But that basically means it might want to go up much more. And it does actually look like it's got a lot of buying power. It's already going into that blue zone that I have drawn as well. So at this stage, GBPJPY, I would do nothing, mainly because I want to trade the pattern, but I need to adjust the pattern because the pattern will actually change depending on where the C point will be this time. You see, so that is basically it. If we use just Fibonacci based on this peak right here, we draw all the way down, then the yellow line will tell you where it could also reverse, and that is the 61.8 area right there, and that mirrors all this resistant area too. So it could also reverse at 153.20 area. So we just need to know where it actually reverses, whether the C point is going to be at 61.8% or 78.6%. Once it has established that, then I will erase this whole pattern, redo the pattern again, redraw the pattern, and then as it falls, then we aim at how we actually can take it in stages to actually trade it, because we do have some selling power right here. As you can see, we've got one long strong candle here, another one here, another one here, and another one here. So I would think that I will make the reference of selling after it reverses based on 1, 2, 3 candles. Okay, even the fourth one here as well. So we do have like soldiers waiting, the bearish soldiers, the bearish candles to support us with our sell and our selling in stages as well. So, but at this moment, I wouldn't do anything with GBPJPY. I wouldn't sell, I wouldn't do buy as well, because I feel that I see that it might actually want to reverse at certain times, certain level. And once it does that, then it will create a C point for us. Then it will be A here, B here, C somewhere here. Then as it comes downwards, then I will use either one candle right here as our referral in taking that, in stages, and then we trade it. Okay. Right, so that would probably be better. If you want to take the buy at this moment of time as well, yes, you can, but it's a risk as well because it's inside the bullish zone, yes, but you have got resistance area waiting as well. But looking at GBPJPY, as I've mentioned, the big picture itself is more on the sell side of it. So the trend as well, as you can see, even on this daily chart, it's all lower high, lower high, lower high all the way through. Okay, all right, so that's basically it. Is that clear, Alfred? Yes, okay. If you want to look at short-term, very short-term trades, it's reversal trading on the buy side, but not very attractive as well. The reversal is not very attractive. It's too close the price right now to 15250 as well, so it's not very attractive to do the buy. Okay, for GBPJPY. Okay, so I think that's all time I have for you guys. But feel free, send me your direct questions with your screenshots as well, and can help you troubleshoot them, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Alfred. Thank you once again. Take care. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys again very soon. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.